water started pouring. There was nothing we could do about it. At 6 a.m. in the morning, the entire roof just collapsed. And I was having a panic attack. The whole thing, just like palms sweating, you know, arms heavy, weak knees. Probably gonna sweat already. Palms spaghetti. The whole 8 miles. Until I realized that this is structural damage. The insurance is gonna pay for everything. I need to smash more things. I took my TV, I just chuck it out the window. I took my iPad, I was surfing on it, on the water. Like, I set my couch on fire. I went to the shop, I bought a bunch of iPhones, just like. No, just kidding. Insurance is only covering for the roof, so I have to pay for those iPhones. But the best thing...
Hello everyone, welcome back to Magic Isn't Real, the place where I normally try to replicate the claims of the supernatural with my very natural skills. As you can see, I still do not have a studio. I'm probably not gonna have a studio for the longest time, and even when it's gonna be ready, I'm literally trying to do something different with this channel. I want to take this opportunity that happened to me. Yes, I am calling it an opportunity, even though it wasn't. The roof of my house collapsed. That's definitely not an opportunity, but I want to turn it into an opportunity to start over, in a way. To start over with something, you know, to evolve. Let's use that word. To evolve in something different, something new, something a bit more upbeat, something a bit more positive maybe. And so before I play the rest of the clip, the rest of my stand-up clip, because I want to show you the whole story of the roof and how from basically something terrible that happened to me, I turned it into something incredibly positive. Not just for me, but for the people around me. I want to take this as an occasion to talk about something that I think it's important. So if you watch my latest video, you will notice that it was a bit of a weird one, and I'm not apologizing for it. That was a necessary video. Maybe go watch it if you haven't seen it, and if you're new to this channel, go watch my other stuff. What I do is that I use my magic to show you how some of the claims of the supernatural kind of looks a little bit like, I don't want to say fake, but it looks suspiciously like magic tricks, and I'm just questioning if maybe they're just magic trick or just physical stuff. So if you're new to this channel, go check out those videos. They're amazing. Consider subscribing as well. But in my previous video, what I think, oh, can you guys hear they're actually working to fix the roof. So sorry if you hear some sounds. I have no other place to record this, and I really want to say this. It's something that I feel like it's really, oh wow, okay, let's just wait for a second.
5 minutes later. 2 hours later. 6.5 hours later. 2,000 years later.
No. What is this even? This is like, it sounds like a drill. Like, what are you drilling? How long is this drill going? Like, for fuck. I swear there's nothing worse than like starting a video like already with a good flow and like you know what you want to say, and then you have to interrupt it for like the longest time and even try to find a different location. So now I'm a little bit, just give me a few seconds. So if you watch my previous video, it kind of sounded like I was calling people in the telekinesis community unhinged while also coming out a little bit unhinged myself. And I realized that that's not good. At the same time, I'm not apologizing for that video. The video was very necessary, but we can move on and we can try something different. This is what I want to do for the future of this channel. I want to try a different tactic. I want to try a different approach. I really want to understand where you guys are coming from. I mean, you people in the telekinesis community, you people who believe that this supernatural ability exists. First of all, I want to stop using words like toxic or unhinged, and I want to move forward to something else. Maybe it's not unhinged. Maybe what it is, it's the same as what it was for my video. Maybe this type of attitude that sounds or looks aggressive is more out of frustration than anything else. You're frustrated because I don't understand what you're trying to tell me, and I'm frustrated because you don't understand what it is that I'm trying to tell you. So in the previous video, someone mentioned the psychokinetic abilities. They just mention it as the craft. They just mention something like, oh, you gotta learn the craft, you gotta study the craft, you gotta understand the craft. I like that. I like that word. because I have a feeling that I also have a craft. I also learn how to be a performer, how to be a writer, how to be on stage, or how to make content in video. And I also call that the craft. Actually, I remember when I was studying this stuff, it was, referred as the craft. So I like this term. So let's call it the craft. All right. Let me talk about my recent stand-up comedy night, because what I did in that night is that I took a chance, and instead of going with my usual material, the one that I know it works, I wanted to try something new. And what I did is that I told the story of the roof of my house collapsing. The reason why I did that is because I wanted to make a point about my craft specifically. And the point is, I feel like for me to put all I have into learning a specific craft, in this case, my craft, the craft of making content, the craft of entertaining, right? I need this craft to be something that I truly enjoy, something that doesn't make me frustrated, something that I almost need to do on a daily basis to feel good about myself. So that's number one. Number two, I want this craft to also go beyond just me. I want this craft to make me able to make other people happy and not frustrated as well, even if it's just for 4 minutes of stand-up routine. And number three, and this is something that I discovered recently, I also want this craft to be so powerful that if I needed it in a moment of crisis, I can use it to transform that moment of crisis into an opportunity. Like I want this craft to be able to turn negative into positive all the time. The roof of my house collapsed. I was ready to give up. For me, there was like, oh, that's it. I'm done. I want to give up everything. I don't want to perform. Like it's just too chaotic. I was panicking. Like, who's gonna fix this roof? It's fine. The insurance is gonna fix it, but it's not, because they're taking forever. They still haven't fixed it. But instead of that, on that day while I was panicking and I was about to having like a mental breakdown, what did I do? I went to my craft and I was like, you know what? This is gonna be a funny stand-up. This is gonna be a funny story that I can tell. Let me take some mental notes to turn this negative into a positive. I literally turned that horrible thing that happened to me, that almost gave me a mental breakdown, that gave me anxiety, that gave me stress. I turned it into something that's not just positive for me, because it helped me not freaking out. But now some people can listen to the story and have a good time. And before I continue, let me show you the full clip of the full story, which, by the way, I'm still working on it. This is just the first version, but watch the full clip and see how I handled that.
It was a bit of a struggle organizing this event because the roof of my house recently collapsed. This is not a joke. It actually really happened. I can show you the picture later if you want. And yeah, that's one of the things that's not fun. Like I was in my house. I was watching Knives Out on Netflix or whatever, and suddenly I heard almost as if someone opened the shower, but in my bedroom. And I went to check, and there was like water just pouring off the ceiling. It was intense, and I called the building manager, and she was like, "Put a bucket." A bucket! I need a boat. I need arm. I didn't know. I could just it's too much. So water started pouring. There was nothing we could do about it. At 6 a.m. in the morning, the entire roof just collapsed, and I was having a panic attack. The whole thing, just like palms sweating, arms heavy, weak knees. Saw me with sweater already. Mom spaghetti. The whole 8 miles. Until I realized that this is structural damage. The insurance is gonna pay for everything. I need to smash more things. I took my TV, I just chuck it out the window. I took my iPad, I was surfing on it, on the water. I set my couch on fire. I went to the shop, I bought a bunch of iPhones, just like. No, just kidding. Insurance is only covering for the roof, so I have to pay for those iPhones. But the best thing about being an entertainer, like a writer or a comedian, is that you can always find some nice moments. Even in a tragedy, you can kind of find those moments that make you laugh. And to me, I was so tired. I didn't sleep. The entire house was collapsing, and yet I couldn't stop laughing about how every single person that came into my house had a completely different reaction. At first, it was the building manager. Finally, she shows up. She walks in. She doesn't even want to look up. She's like. Then she looks up and goes like, "Hey, sure, no, and she walks away. And then she calls the roof team. I don't know. And this 6 people shows up. And the first one is the alpha. He's the one that has to assess the damage and do the whole thing. And he just walks in and he does this. And that's what he wrote in the report. The second guy, clearly he just moved to Cape Town. Because every excuse to bash in the city was like, he just walked in and he goes like, Cape Town, No, this doesn't happen in Joburg, Cape Town. I'm like, okay, just keep on moving. I love this. This is all good material. Just keep on. Then the next guy, I think he was high. There's no other explanation. Because he walked in and he went, Mother Nature, man. No, you don't fight with Mother Nature, man. I wasn't fighting. It just happened. Then obviously, and this happens all the time, you have the guy who's got a joke about it. You know, the joker who comes in and goes like, what are we doing here? Are we surfing? Are we swimming? Like, no, man, I haven't slept. Just, please, fuck off. I don't want to hear that. And then the last guy, and this one is weird to me, because he comes in, he looks at the damage, he looks at me, and he goes, I am so sorry. Why? Was that you? What did you do? Was this your problem? Anyway, I still don't know how Knives Out ends. Please don't spoil it. I haven't finished watching it. But yeah, so that's the story I wanted to tell today, because shit, that's what happened to me, and I cannot stop thinking of anything else whatsoever. But are you ready for the first comedian?
Woo!
Did you see that? Even if it's just for those 4 minutes, did you see how like I was laughing, they were laughing, you know, it's a terrible thing, but we turned it into something positive. And this is where I want to kind of push now this channel. A lot of people have done already what I'm trying to do. A lot of people are trying to debunk and try to challenge you and stuff and try to like prove that it's just physics. I want to do something different. And it starts with one question, which is, I just proved to you what my craft can actually do for me. Like I know it's a personal experience, but you saw actual evidence of what my craft can do for me. Physically, mentally, and not just for me, but you also saw what my craft can do for others. Are you embarking in your journey of self-mastery into the craft? Are you learning the telekinesis and whatever? You believe this exists and you want to spend all your days trying to learn this craft, try to make it better. But my question is this: what's the return investment? I now see what my craft can do for me and for the others. What evidence do you have that your craft is doing the same thing to you? And if you do have this evidence, then so be it. I don't want to convince you. Like, if believing that telekinesis is real doesn't make you frustrated, you're happy to do it every day, it makes other people around you happy, then we got nothing to talk. Then we don't have to fight. We don't have to prove things to each other. But if learning this craft doesn't do the things that I show you my craft does to me, why are you doing this? Are you just doing it because someone else told you that this is the way to better humanity? This is the way to better yourself? And all that it's happening right now is that you're not bettering yourself. You're just frustrated that things are not going your way. Or you're just like frustrated that it's a constant fight with someone asking you question instead of someone just being happy for you. I think it's I want to do this. It's a different tactic. So I don't want to question your belief. It's fine. You believe it. Or maybe you really think it's real. You really think that if you spend years of your life meditating, eventually you will get to these incredible abilities. But the question is, okay, but once you get these incredible abilities, what can they actually do for you? And can it really turn a negative into a positive, not just for you, but for the people around you? Because if it's not, then all it's gonna do is just frustrate you. And I don't know if that's good. But again, it's your choice. It's really your choice. As I said, I'm trying to push this channel to a different tactic. I'm trying to go in a different direction. And I really wanna know what it is that make you so passionate about this craft. Why are you so attached to it? Why is it so important to you? Because I just show you why mine is so important to me. Does your craft, whatever it is, can it do what my craft did to me? That's all I want to know today. There's no leave this in the comments. That's the question. What can your craft do for you and the others around you? Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. I'll see you next time. Peace out.